No matter where you are, no matter how far, just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause no wind, no rain, no winter's cold can't stop me, babe. My baby, if you were my goal, ain't no mountain too high. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo.
What up, dope beautiful people? Thank y'all for joining me live streaming on YouTube, live streaming on Twitter, and live streaming on Instagram. I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting this WIRF initiative that is Wirf, Women in Reality, Film, and Television. And I want to share a little something with you all so you have a better understanding of exactly what it is that we're trying to do with this platform. There are a lot of people out there right now who are realizing that streaming is big business. Streaming is something that is not going away, and you got a whole lot of people right now on strike who feel like they should be entitled to the streaming revenue, some of the streaming revenue for the content that they create. One thing that we have definitely learned is that our past is definitely worth a whole lot of money, a big bag in the future. So I think it's very fair for actors, for writers, for directors, for content creators in general to ask for what they deserve. And what they deserve, in my opinion, is some credit on the back end, some of the streaming revenue. Fran Dresner did a really awesome job of speaking as the president of SAG, and she really just spoke from her heart. And I think that that was really awesome because there are so few people out here who really can speak from their heart without fear of being either judged or without fear of feeling like they might be blackballed or anything. There's all sorts of things that happen when you speak up and you speak out against injustice. So big shout out to our girlfriend Dresner. She was really on point. I'm gonna find that video and play it for you guys. If you have not seen it, it is definitely something for you to see. So I am in fact live, y'all. I am just not live and up close and in person because, as many of you are aware, your girl's in the middle of a litigation, so I've been super busy, but I did not want to miss this opportunity to really speak on some of the horrible things that are happening with creatives and some of the ways that we can work together to make things much better for the people who create the content that everyone loves so much. It is only fair that creatives are given the opportunity to build generational wealth and wellness. And this is a statement from 2020. Please take a look. Hey, I'm Nikki Gilbert Daniels, writer, performer, producer, and advocate for women and girls in underserved communities. I'm most passionate about supporting women and girls of color because I believe that they deserve an equal opportunity, a purpose-driven and an empowered life, both personally and professionally. That's why I created my nonprofit organization, FromTheBottomUpFoundation.org, and initiatives like Wirf Media, which is an acronym for Women in Reality, Film, TV, and Media. Wirf aims to change the toxic, negative, destructive stereotypes and narratives that women of color face in the media. We believe that a national infrastructure that provides female content creators with platforms, resources, and opportunities to not just create, but to own and distribute content that not only entertains, but also uplifts, inspires, and empowers all women. Research has shown that the inclusion of women in media is essential to addressing racial and gender biases and inequities in employment, salaries, and most importantly, influence. My primary mission as an advocate is to improve the access that women and girls have to the tools, the resources, and the opportunities, the information that they need to thrive. We believe that the key to success begins with learning how to own your own intellectual properties, your stories, your songs, your creative ideas, the things that you come up with. These things have often been denied to us through various ways, such as gender pay gaps, racial and gender discrimination, misogyny, and flat out theft of our ideas, our creative intellectual properties. Owning our own content or intellectual properties is the key to helping provide our communities with generational wealth and generational wellness. According to the Journal of Gender, Social Policy and Law, while individual Black artists have without question benefited from the intellectual property system, the economic effects of IP deprivation on the Black community have been devastating. Intellectual property today is perhaps the preeminent business asset, and analysts recognize that Blacks and other minorities in a market economy cannot participate as equals unless they too can deploy the private power generated by ownership and control of those substantial assets. Our community deserves the opportunity to participate as equals, and we don't deserve to have our preeminent business assets stolen or infringed upon. In an effort to bring awareness to issues impacting creatives and our ability to have meaningful participation in the properties that we create, I'm launching the Fight for Wirf campaign. In launching this campaign, I'm not just fighting for myself. I'm fighting for any and every creator who has or will have to deal with the debilitating, heartbreaking, infuriating reality of having someone violate your creative, your intellectual, and your civil rights. My team and I thought long and hard before we decided to address this publicly, and while I will not comment on ongoing litigation, I wanted to share this campaign with my family, with my friends, with my supporters, with my business colleagues, in the spirit of transparency and clarity. As a 30-year veteran of the entertainment industry, I am clear that women of color are often viewed as difficult, emotional, or not tethered to reality. There have been numerous instances where I've had to keep my mouth shut and suck it up just for the sake of not losing my livelihood. There's no question about the contributions that African Americans have made to music, to film, to TV, to all media. We've long been undervalued. And contrary to the billions of dollars that we generate for large corporations for decades, this time I've decided to fight. I've decided to not only fight, but to document every step of the journey, good, bad, or indifferent, because I believe that this transparency is going to educate, it's going to inform, it's going to inspire future generations of content creators to protect yourself. To protect yourself and others from the pitfalls of this business. For me, this litigation is about advocating for the voiceless. It is about advocating for us because we deserve the right to protect the high value, preeminent business properties that we create. Those assets that we create for the benefit of not just ourselves, but our families and our communities, and the overall wealth and wellness of underserved people. I would be remiss if I did not mention those of us in the industry who represent our community but do not spread the wealth and opportunities back into the community. If you are the only one in a room who represents your community, I challenge you. I challenge you to find ways to bring others who look like you into those rooms. We owe each other the loyalty and the honor of not being selfish, not being envious, not being a tool that is used to perpetuate the negative, damaging stereotypes in our community. Those depictions that degrade, devalue our gifts and our talents. It is time for our leaders in the industry and the media to step up. It's time for us all to take accountability for others who look like us. It's time for us to have equitable partnerships and opportunities to truly build legacy for our future generations. Wirf Media is positioning itself to be proactive versus reactive. At Wirf Media, we believe that content is both king and queen, and those who create it should be treated as such, and at the very least, treated as equals. We welcome all who believe in our mission to entertain, educate, inspire, and build generational wealth and wellness in our communities, and we're going to do it together with you using the most powerful tool in the universe, the media. Please subscribe to wirfmedia.com now for more details and information on the pending litigation, and please subscribe to follow my personal journey to fight for Wirf. Thank you for listening. So what up, those sexy people? I am back. The mic is live again. Thank you guys for checking that out. Thank y'all for listening and paying attention to something that I've been talking about for a very long time, which is that we do not have those preeminent business assets. We do not have the ability to own and license, right? You guys share this video. I know it's just one or two or maybe minus two of y'all watching and listening right now. But the thing about it is this is a historical document. This is something that is going to be around for a very long time. So you guys make sure you share this video and this information with your friends. I'm live, I'm just not on camera. So what I want to share with you guys is a little bit more what the whole point of this exercise for me is, number one, to spend a little bit more time going live with my audience outside of just IG, because I'm always live on IG, and I know that is where the bulk of my peoples is at. But we see every single day that our voices are being limited. We see every single day that things are happening in the media that are showing us that we really just don't matter that much, if you see what I'm saying. And also, because I'm live, if you guys have questions or comments, I can absolutely respond to those. So feel free, if you got something to say, if you got some questions, you got some comments for your girl, feel free to ask, because this is where we get it done. So back to what I was saying. Black people just historically have always been really great at entertaining the masses. We've always been super great at being influencers and influencing culture and influencing music and influencing fashion. But unfortunately, where we have missed the bar and where we have dropped the ball so many times is in the space of ownership of our intellectual properties, ownership of our preeminent business assets. So when you're talking about what is happening with this SAG-AFTRA strike, and this writer strike. As a matter of fact, I think what I should probably do, hey y'all, I see y'all, come on in here. I am actually live. I will and can answer questions if you have them. I'm just not on camera, because truth of the fact of the matter, I feel like getting cute and I don't feel like hearing nobody tell me by myself right now. But we live and in person, and I think it's important for us to continue this dialogue about what is happening with writers and actors and creatives in general. Musicians have been talking about this for a very, very long time. We have been constantly trying to explain to our listeners that while you guys enjoy us in concert and while you guys enjoy us live, right, it is a very difficult lifestyle when you are not being compensated properly. And a lot of artists, creatives, are tired of, as Fran Drescher said, folks are sick and tired of being sick and tired, but also being told that you don't have any money, that there's no money available. But we understand that these records and these movies and these projects that our likenesses are forever, like in perpetuity, connected to, we understand that those likenesses are going out to billions of people all over the place. We're in London, we're in Europe, we're in Asia, we're all over, streaming our music, streaming our movies, streaming our content. And to get paid one time for something that somebody can continuously recycle in perpetuity and just continue to get paid off of is just a lot. So I'm going to take a break from talking. I'm going to show you guys a trailer for a very, very important documentary film that Wirf, and when I say Wirf, I mean WIRF, Wirf Media, is currently working on. And this documentary film is centered around sexual assault and molestation. And I want to say, this is before, we started working on this before the R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly thing. I mean, not to make it a competition. I'm just saying, so often Black women are speaking up, and just like in the case of talking about equity and equitable shares and starting our streaming platforms, so many times Black women speak up and speak out, and for whatever reason, the general public doesn't get the message. The important thing is that you get the message. So R. Kelly and the Me Too Time's Up moment, that is a big deal for all of us. Harvey Weinstein, all of those, the Island and Jeffrey Epstein's of the world. It's great that those people are being brought to justice, but it is a sad fact that unfortunately women of color, BIPOC women, Black, Indigenous people of color, we unfortunately do not get the same attention. So I want to share this trailer with you. It's for a film called Broken Things. It is coming on the Wirf, W-I-R-F media platform. Yes, this is a marketing and a promotional video for Wirf Media, but I'm live and in person with y'all. So if you have questions about it, then feel free to ask me. I'm here to answer them. But I'm going to go into this trailer. Hopefully you guys are interested and will subscribe when our Wirf.tv platform is live.
Men and children had their lives cut short because of domestic violence.
This kind of violence is prevalent in our society.
Unfortunately, many people have experienced or even watched their loved ones go through
Adolescent relationship abuse. No boundaries.
We're talking about domestic violence.
I just don't want it to be about no damn domestic violence. I'm a fucking singer!
My mother's boyfriend beat her so badly one time that I had to go see her at the hospital. That really did something to me. Not only did he ruin my mother's life, but he helped ruin mine. Like, how could you even look at yourself in the mirror? How could you even want to be alive after you touch your own child?
And then Tony's mad.
Well, it was kind of hard when she was in jail, Tony.
Stop judging me. I'm tired of y'all judging me. I don't be wanting to mess my kid's life up.
No, you can't. You can't. I don't want all this to happen with Dad getting all angry and stuff.
This ain't just now all of a sudden we fight back and forth.
Dad doesn't just do that just to do that, right?
He shouldn't do it at all.
My daughters need to see a strong mother. And I am strong. I am strong. I just called her because I said I need her. I was like, Mom, please come get me.
We're there for you no matter what. No matter what situation in your life. I love you no matter what.
She ain't going with you either. Pedophile, child molesting ass bitch.
Tony, nigga, this bullshit.
Did you like my polo?
Once again, everybody goes off on me.
Living with someone that molested our mom.
Sarah's daddy is a fucking animal. That motherfucker's a abomination. Do something dumb so I can get locked the fuck up and do something to him.
From being molested multiple
They
times.
have some kind of a past. That past do not dictate their future.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of broken things.
What up, though, sexy people? So I hope you enjoyed the trailer for Broken Things. Yes, I'm live. You know I'm live because my dog with his big mouth is, letting everybody know that he is here and that this is his house. So please bear with me if you hear him in the background. So shout out to my people who are tuning in and watching me live on Twitter. I see y'all there as well. This is really an exercise in really leveraging our own platforms. Y'all listen, I know without a doubt, okay, my dog is so loud. I know without a doubt that we are in a space where we really have to figure out how to monetize these platforms, right? I see Candy really doing her thing on her YouTube channel. I see all these YouTubers. Look, these YouTubers got it before a lot of us got it, right? And I just feel kind of bad because I haven't really been as active on my YouTube channel as I should or could be. But because I spend a lot of time on Instagram and connecting with my audience there, I've decided that YouTube, and not just YouTube, LinkedIn and Twitter as well, which is allowing us to, reach out and touch these folks, is equally as important. And really, to be totally honest, I'm somebody who speaks the truth so much that I often find that I get shadow banned. If that is a word, if that is a thing. I believe that it is possible. I'm not going to tell you why I believe it is possible, but I definitely believe that it is possible. But we're not going to talk too much about that. I am going to get to this short film because it is absolutely amazing, but I want to get to some more of the content that we will be giving you on Wirf, WIRF media.com. So just to give you guys a little bit of some background on Wirf TV and Wirf Media, and kind of, a lot of you might be like, hey, you've been talking about this for a while, where is it, right? Well, for those of you who do not know, or some of you may have been up under a rock, let me share it with you right here. Yes, I am currently in the middle of a copyright infringement litigation with P Valley stars Katori Hall. I have been in the middle of this copyright infringement litigation for a number of years, and unfortunately, it is taking quite a while. You know, honestly, to be completely honest with you, I didn't even expect this thing to be taking as long as it's taken, but it is taking the time that I believe is necessary for it to take, because I don't question God and I don't question the universe, right? I think it's super important for us to be very clear in our and very committed in our faith. And my faith is much larger than that of a mustard seed. I believe that where I am with this litigation, where I am with this case, where I am with this trial and this moment that I'm in my life is where I am supposed to be. This is where God wants me to be, especially with all the other things that are happening. You know, I definitely shared with some of my friends, you know, who are part of some of these unions, you know, my struggle and what I was going through. And to hear that this is something that is really rampant and it is something that is happening across the board in entertainment, right? As a writer, as an actress, as a singer, as a performer, is definitely disheartening, extremely, extremely disheartening. But again, we have to say we're very proud of our sister Fran Dresner. Let me move that out of the way. We're very proud of our sister Fran Dresner for Drescher. I keep saying her name wrong. So good. I'm just Dresner, right? Wrong. All wrong. Loud and wrong. Very proud of Fran for stepping up and speaking out in the way that she did. Again, I have to find that video for you. But I want to share a little bit more of what we have done. Speaking of Soul Kittens Cabaret, which is the musical that this whole litigation, let me give y'all another good, cute little litigation moment right here. Yes, exclusive. This is the Jasmine brand. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for, I believe this is from the Jasmine brand. Yes, this is from the Jasmine brand. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for always being a very neutral and, you know, unbiased, taking more of a journalistic approach. In fact, all of the bloggers and, you know, I guess, I don't know if blogger is an insulting word now, but all of the people who have given this case coverage, I want to say thank you so much, because a lot of these other platforms will not talk about the case. I don't know why. They will talk about, let me show you what they will talk about though, y'all. Let me show y'all something that they will get into. Let's get into this Deadline article right here. So this is something that we can, you know, talk about. Deadline.com is reporting that some executive has said the end game of this actor and writer strike is basically to allow things to drag on until union members start losing their apartments, losing their houses. And a studio executive told Deadline that they're acknowledging that this is a cold as ice approach. And several other sources have reiterated the statement. One insider called it cruel, but a necessary evil. So let me just tell y'all this. What I know for sure, two things I know for sure and two things I know for certain, is that they mean exactly what the entire flying frog leg they are saying. These people are not out here trying to throw idle threats that they don't intend to follow through on. These people are very, very committed to their bottom line. And if it means that creatives start to lose everything, then unfortunately, that is something that a lot of us are going to have to, you know, endure. And I'm just going to say to you, myself personally here, you know, we are holding on, you know, real tight. And no matter what happens over here, that's the thing. And I want to say this to our creatives out here that are afraid. Okay, let me show y'all. Let me give you this wonderful graphic. Where is this graphic? It's right here. Okay, boom. There it goes. The strike was approved, right? Power to the people. Like, it's really crazy because, you know, they ready, right? Theatrical, TV, streaming. And I have also heard, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to break y'all's face, but I have also heard that some of these stages that some of your favorite artists are performing on, don't listen, it ain't about the messenger, but I have indeed heard that some of these stages that we performing on could in fact also join this strike. And the reason why it is so important, right, guys, it's super duper important. Hold on, I'm trying to find this video with Fran. The reason why it is so important for us to support this incredible cause, right, is because the only way that they're really going to feel the effects of the power of the people is that if all of the people come together. And this could be really, I mean, I know it sounds a little woo woo wah wah, right? But this could really be kind of a sign from God that is bringing us all to unifying creatives, right? Unifying us under one purpose. Because let me tell you something, a lot of people have said, you know, yeah, now that, you know, non-black people are being impacted by this strike, you know, it's starting to resonate a little more, and it's starting to be taken a little more seriously, maybe a lot more seriously. And I think that it's very important for that to happen, because now it is leveling the playing field in a way that I think we have not seen it, right? Because when you're a creative, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, whatever. We are all coming together to fight for better pay, better opportunities, our future, you know, not allowing AI to use our likenesses, or I'm sorry, tell our stories for us, not allowing them to take pictures of us in something that they pay us for once or twice that they can use forever in perpetuity. And I think perpetuity is just such a horrible word. I think perpetuity is such an unfair word, because when you have someone sign something, and this is a word that was in a lot of, and let me pull up this definition so y'all can understand what this means. Well, no, I don't have to pull up the definition so y'all can understand what it means. I apologize if I insulted anybody. That's not what we're trying to do. But perpetuity basically means forever, forever, ever, right? That means that as long as you live, as long as your descendants live, for as long as there is time, we own your likeness. We own your story. We own your music. We own the thing that you created. And what we're trying to say as creatives and as artists and people who invent things that make billions and billions of dollars is that that's just not a fair deal. It's just not an equitable deal. And what we're seeing is we're seeing the negative impact of artists who are not being taken care of. We're seeing the negative impact of artists who are being, you look at what happened with Prince. You look at what happened with Michael Jackson. And honestly, Prince's conversation about it, Michael Jackson's conversation about it, Nikki Gilbert's conversation about it, Fran Drescher's conversation about it, you know, Yvette Nicole Brown's, everybody who's talking about it, right? All of us creatives who are talking about this are all pretty much saying the same thing. All the writers, all the actors, all the crew folks, is that as times evolve, right? As things change, as seasons change, as it becomes more evident that there are many more ways to distribute the content and the entertainment that we create to the people, right? Why not revisit and reevaluate those deals? What I'm about to do right now is play you guys another wonderful property. We're going to get to this short film. I know I baited y'all in with social conflict, and I'm definitely going to give it to y'all, but God puts it on your heart. You got to give it to the people. So let me show you guys where, speaking of this litigation with P-Valley, let me show you a clip from a sizzle reel, actually. So you're going to see some sizzle reels. I think I got a Kiki Wyatt sizzle reel in here too. So y'all go run tell them people. We might have a little Kiki Wyatt moment. But let me show you guys a clip from a show that we were putting together. This is actually, for those of you who care, this is the sizzle reel and the show that helped launch and kick off R&B Divas, right? This is Soul Kittens Cabaret was done in Detroit. So Selena Johnson, Monifa, Faith Evans, Angie Stone, all of whom became part of R&B Divas, were a part of this Theater Divas thing. So take a look. You'll see a lot of familiar faces in there. And I'll be right back with you guys right after this.
You want your name on the marquee? You gotta come through me first. Hit it!
awesome.
Last night was fun. Everybody was cool. Everybody was having a good time. I met one of the new girls.
My thing is, I don't like, number one, I do not like confrontation, and I do not like arguing, and I want everything to be peaceful and right, and it's not realistic.
I really don't get along with chicks like that. I hate meeting new bitches.
I used to just go off right there. Not really go off, but just, say, like Todd would do. No, absolutely not.
I'm sick of all of the fat jokes. That's what I'm sick of.
Every woman has been in that situation before, but it's not the typical fight.
I've been up here since 2 o'clock because I've been out getting the stones and taking that stuff back since 12. That's bullshit. That's working with unprofessional people who never worked on a production show. And I tell you, if you do that shit in New York, your ass will be booted out and you will never be let in again. But this is Detroit. I know the fucking routine, but what the fuck you saying? What the fuck are you saying? I know it.
You must possess 3 top qualities. You must be able to sing, dance, and act.
Come on, let's go get in the car. Get out and take your ass out of here. It's for my birthday.
The play is completely innovative. I don't want anyone to think it's just a play because it's not. It is a musical. It's kind of like Dreamgirls meets Chicago.
All right. Meets Players Club.
It's about women's struggles. Each one of us have an individual story, and it gets told in such a
creative
way. Absolutely. We're dancing our butts off.
Oh my God.
We are singing our
I was going to say, there has to be some singing up in there.
Absolutely.
Share my life, take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you.
Be prepared to see something you've never seen before, especially not in urban theater.
I've always known. I knew I wanted to, I know this is what I want to do, but I've been doing it all my life. Right? Going to the theater, those semesters when I did that at school were the only semesters that I felt I felt alive.
Hey, sexy people, so your girl is back. So I am super proud of That Soul Kittens Cabaret, even though it was a little dated, and even though the sizzle reel, is one of my first sizzle reels, so don't judge me too hard. But what I love about that is it was super duper authentic. I was supposed to actually bleep some of that out, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. I didn't realize it wasn't bleeped, but this is what happens when you're live. So part of the reason, again, why I am pushing through and really working to establish my YouTube following and really looking to establish my audience in LinkedIn and Twitter and all these other places outside of Instagram where the audience is lit always. So make sure you guys share this and tell your people and like and subscribe and all that. It's just because, again, I think what we are talking about in this strike is having the ability to have our content reach the people directly. And when you want your content to reach the people directly, you really do have to build it from the bottom up, no pun intended. Also, it's just easier for me when I don't have to do all the glam and all that other stuff to just, have the conversation and speak to y'all. So I hope that it is resonating. I hope that you guys are enjoying what we're doing here with Wirf, W-I-R-F media, and what we're trying to do with our Wirf TV app. I'm going to show you guys one more trailer, and then we're going to get into this movie because I know a lot of you Probably seen it because we've aired it here before, but it's such an important message, such an important, great, amazing group of actors and performers in this film. But before we get to our short film Saturday, we are going to show just a couple more clips that give you an idea of some of the new content that's coming to Wirf Media. I'm going to show you guys all 3 seasons, the trailers for all 3 seasons, back to back. We're going to do it back to back, I think, of From the Bottom Up. From the Bottom Up is a series that was titled after our first album. Brownstone's first album was entitled From the Bottom Up. It is also the title of our foundation. Our foundation is FromTheBottomUpFoundation.org. We're super excited about all the great things we're doing. We had a wonderful She Speaks Live event in March of 2023. It was our 3rd annual She Speaks Live. We had some really great things happen there. Once the app is up, we've been saving a lot of this content because we really want you guys to get it on the app. Again, that is why the writers are striking, because streaming companies are making a lot of money and we're just building this one from, no pun intended, from the bottom up. So let me show you season 1 of From the Bottom Up, the trailer, and so much more to come from this really incredibly amazing show.
I was waiting on you to do stuff for me, Tony, and you ain't do nothing for me.
You mean I didn't do anything for
you kicked me while I was down. You say we and everything. You say, oh, mom's leaving us. Mom's leaving us. I'm not leaving them. I may be leaving you, but not them.
Okay, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Why did you tell me?
I did tell you that. You served me divorce papers in jail.
I brought my kids to see you in jail, right?
I wanted my kids to come.
Okay.
Guess what? I didn't want you to really come.
Come on.
I hope y'all don't never freaking go into no stupid place like that. I'm not out of their lives, I'm out of your life. Voice all jacked up, looks all crazy, heartbroken. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing in my life.
How are you? I've known you a while. You're one of my closest friends now. And we've all been through some things, and I always felt that we should all connect. And I always think that, especially with women here, the support is usually not there. So long story short, I think we should all get to know each other.
Kwame Kilpatrick was the mayor of Detroit. We put together a huge campaign. We ran and won. The best job I ever had in my life. And we started having an affair. It was like leading a double life. We were asked about our affair in a court of law. We both lied and said we were not having an affair.
I've been a person that's always been used to just having what I wanted. When I couldn't get it, I just turned to a different lifestyle. I ended up doing silicone injections. I always knew doing the injections was illegal, but I did not think that my case would have ever been a federal case.
My mother had stage 4 colon cancer. Before my mother died, she said, I need you to get your life together. I was top fundraiser for him. I raised him $250,000 when he was running. They pulled us over because I had 1 drink and the guy gave me 7 tickets.
On the way to my car, these guys just started yelling out like, what's up, bitches? And he grabbed me. He pulling me so hard, he ripped my jeans. He's pulling my side like, this is really serious.
Oh, no.
So I get my gun. I've always carried a gun. Baby, before you know, wow, wow.
I have another friend of mine who's actually thinking of coming down from Detroit. I would love to just have her feel the energy of women who've been through something, still going through something, coming out, you know, and able to actually rebuild.
I just feel like now is the time. You guys didn't do anything wrong. And I know you want to mend things and you want things to be right. I know it. You want family. There's nothing wrong with that. Family is beautiful. But when things get so bad where I'm in jail, it's just time to do something different. I just hope y'all understand, please. Just be there for me, because I need y'all.
But Sarah, we're so glad to have you. We want to be here to help you. I just want you to feel like you're a part of us. You know, we're here together and we're gonna help each other.
You know what? I'm rising up out of this mess.
I have a handicapped sister that they said would die when she was born. She's 38. I take care of her every day. People don't even know that. And I have to be strong because I'm the person that people come to.
How long was Mom gone?
15 months.
They were like, your mom's gonna have to go away for a long time. It hurt, probably more than anything.
I don't know, I just want our whole family just to be okay, Mom.
If I'm not okay, my kids are not gonna be okay.
You never really want to reveal yourself or who you really are. And when you start to, you pull back and go on some bullshit.
We can't do this because I'm not going to be told what to do.
Lights slow, DJ play the music slow.
Be proud of what you've accomplished. Nobody can take that away from you.
This is a very special time for me. It was a long journey, and I never thought it would happen so quickly.
Can you hear me? My name is Stacey J. Johnson. Can you hear me? I can't really hear me.
I have friends that are so supportive, but in meeting them, they have strengthened me to do so much better and be focused on doing the right thing.
If we don't tell our truth, then we never know who's in the audience that may be able to grow from that truth.
Wow, y'all. Wow, y'all. Thank you guys for previewing our past Wirf, WIRF TV and Wirf Media content. It's a hodgepodge of both Wirf Media and No Ego, which is the company that my husband and I have together. And just like Stacey said at the end of that amazing clip, you know, if we don't tell our truth, we don't know who in the audience might be listening who can benefit from it. So even if there's just one person who benefits from some of this information and some of this dialogue that we have here on this platform, Wirf.tv, please make sure you are liking, you are subscribing. Please follow me on Twitter at allthingsnikki. Please follow me on YouTube at Wirf.tv. Please follow me on Instagram, which is at Nikki Gilbert. And please follow me on Facebook, which is at Nikki Daniels. So guys, again, this is a preview of some of the content that we have done over the years. So I'm going to go into season 2 of From the Bottom Up. And what I'm really excited about, these are trailers that I'm showing you guys and sizzle reels. And I'm actually, once the app is up and running and we have put a little bit more time and energy into our content slate, which I got some big announcements. Oh, I got some big announcements, but I can't make them right now just because, guys, we're still, gotta wait till the ink dries. But I like to know that I like to speak the things that I want into existence. And there's some really, really cool things that are happening. But let's get into season 2. Just be clear. These are sizzle reels and trailers from previous shows, but From the Bottom Up is coming back for a 4th season. I cannot give you too much information about it right now, but From the Bottom Up is a series that I created, and I actually partnered with Queen Latifah and Shakim on that. First sizzle that you saw was Sarah Stokes, Stacey J. Johnson, Crystal. Who knew Crystal shot somebody at Freaknik, y'all? Lord have mercy. I wonder if that was in that Freaknik movie. But Crystal, Stacey, Shanita, I'm sorry, not Shanita. Crystal, Stacey, Kimberly Smedley, Sarah Stokes. And this is season 2 where we added Shanita Foster and Maya Campbell. I'm going to have a conversation with you guys. I feel like I'm on the radio, right? But I'm going to have a conversation with you guys when I come back live about what that experience with Maya Campbell was like. It was really important for us to make sure that she was in a safe space. So take a look at season 2 of From the Bottom Up.
We have the original ladies here right now.
Thank God that
I am so excited that y'all are here. Come on, come on.
I'm in a much better place than I was 10 months ago.
Can't change the past, but I want to change my present and my future.
You could have never told me that I needed that kind of help, that I even had anger issues.
I learned for me that it was all about my thinking. That's what allowed me even to be able to come home and get back on my grind.
It's called doing the work. You got to do the work.
Mikey, I know you and Shanita are new to this group.
You haven't had an opportunity to hear your journey or Maya's journey.
You go through a depression like I did. People think that because you're broken, you broke.
Speaking of the bottom, things that I hear about myself that I wish I couldn't hear is that I'm still an addict. You ain't got no house, you ain't got no money. Everybody knows I've had my struggles and stuff like that. I'm just trying to rebuild my self-respect. I mean, a lot of people got problems these days. I'm not the only one.
She is covering up some junk, man.
Girl, I've been stuck in the bottom for too long.
I need to find my son.
Seems like you're just a little too obsessed with my problem.
When I came into this group, I was a little apprehensive, but I said I do want to come in with an open heart and an open mind.
I've kind of latched onto something in Detroit. It's to raise money to help untested rape kids. Help me put together what a major fundraiser like this would look like.
Man, I'm anything Detroit. I'm not about to be on TV embarrassed about no damn charity. This is my real life.
Look around you and see who really needs your mother help.
Last time you saw me, you told me to get the out of your face and don't say exactly, so why the would I sit at the table with you?
I'm in the South, where you women throw shade 24 hours a day.
We don't do shade, we do facts. And what you need me to do? So excited to have you all here with me in the Bahamas. We're going to have so much fun. And let's turn up.
For the 9,999th time, I was not drunk.
Lies you tell.
I drink to that.
Every time I see you, girl, you got a drink in your hand.
Yeah, I can have some wine. No.
Christine's name is on the line. I'm from Detroit, man. Detroit versus everybody. Where are you from?
Detroit.
Detroit. Oh, okay.
There's beauty in the struggle and there's pain in the success.
We need some therapy. Clap one more time. I think that'd be real cool. Okay.
Oh my God.
Margaret!
Come on, Chris.
We on from the bottom up now.
Woo! Bravo to the ladies. You guys will notice that I have a lot of the same people. I'm like Spike Lee. Remember how Spike Lee used to use a lot of the same people in his films? You know, I just felt like, you know, these stories were so powerful and they needed to continue to evolve and continue to grow. And this was coming off of R&B Divas, so it was definitely a really amazing experience to be able to create another show, especially with women from Detroit. Shanita's from Detroit, Shanita's from Detroit, Christine is from Detroit, and Sarah Stokes is from Detroit. So in season 3, we decided that we were going to go with a new cast of women. From the Bottom Up is a series that was inspired by my, I don't want to call it a descend, I want to call it a lesson, you know, that bring you to your knees to make you pay attention moment that I had to experience, you know, basically through God. And in that moment, From the Bottom Up was born. It was a series that highlighted the climb back to the top of women who had hit rock bottom. So we wanted to go deeper into the bottom. And a lot of the women in season 1 had spent some time in prison. You saw in the Sarah Stokes, both documentary and in the Sarah Stokes story on From the Bottom Up, that she was in fact coming out of jail at that very moment. So speaking of coming out of jail, From the Bottom Up season 3 featured a bunch of really amazing women. You're going to see some familiar faces. Again, thank you for watching this Wirf, WIRF.TV promo. We want you to understand that there is going to be plenty of great content coming from this platform. I'm spending this time with y'all tonight, running y'all through the platform. If you're just now coming on this live, go back and take a look and skim through and peruse the kind of content that we're going to be bringing through this amazing platform that is for us, by us. Also, be sure to make sure you go to Wirf, WIRFmedia.com. Here's season 3 trailer of From the Bottom Up.
This season on an all-new From the Bottom Up.
I got charged with defrauding the government, conspiracy.
It cost me to lose it all.
I came home to nothing. What you expect to come home to?
But you left.
Technically, I put him out at gunpoint. So
No,
like,
what?
What you need to do is get your shit and get the out.
It be the people that's the closest to you. It be the ones that turn their back on you.
Because some of these bitches don't even know how to be real with themselves. They don't know why they here, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It just went totally left.
Who's those bitches?
You.
The struggle is real. Can these women turn their trials into their triumphs for the sake of their families?
For me to say y'all got to go and separate y'all, I'm thinking that it was a good decision, but it was the worst decision I ever made in my life.
I lost hope in you. As a mom. I just lost a lot of hope, and I didn't feel like I was ever gonna come back.
I really apologize that y'all even got to experience this. There's nothing I can do about it now. Decision made, and I have to get it over with so we can get back to being the family we were.
I think that he's probably fought really hard to get people to accept him for who he is.
Do you identify as gay?
Yes.
I felt so bad because I felt like I was the reason why Daddy went to jail.
I just want to be away from everything. I don't know why God is making me go through this.
You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have.
It's been a long time coming. I feel like I'm back from where I was at from depression.
From the Bottom Up, March 3rd at 10 p.m. on BET Her.
All right, that was From the Bottom Up. So I'm going to get right into this short film project. I'm so grateful to you guys for spending a little bit of time with me. This will be here for you to peruse and go through and hopefully like and share with all your friends and family. We're trying to build up this Wirf.tv streaming platform. We are trying to create content that not only entertains but also uplifts and inspires stories that are compelling and real and authentic and don't just show Black women throwing drinks, cussing each other out. It's showing the very lowest part of who we are. You know, I've been an advocate for better narratives. You know, I've been an advocate for better stories for a very long time. So hopefully what we get out of this writer strike and out of this actor strike is a whole bunch of people who realize that we have all the tools in front of us to continue to create great stories. We have all the tools in front of us to partner with our friends and our families and our angel investors and just grab a camera and put together a crew and make your movies, make your projects. That's what I would say. I would say to any artist out here, any creative who is questioning whether or not this thing is going to end soon enough for them to save our homes, for us to feed our families, I would say focus more on what the purpose of this is, and that is to make opportunities greater and more abundant for ourselves and for our families and the people we care about. If we stay focused on barely getting by and not prepared to make the sacrifices and not be prepared to make the compromises and not be afraid to talk to ourselves when there's nobody there listening to what we're saying, but to get the message out and to make sure that people understand that great content matters, great stories matter, having the ability to get those great stories to the people matters. You guys, people are talking about streaming left and right now. You got Zeus, and that's that brand of content. Zeus isn't on brand with what I'm trying to do, but Zeus is absolutely making a lot of money. So they're proof in the pudding and proof positive that it works when you bring people together and you share the information. So I want to share this short film with you. I'm super duper proud of it. Oh, no. Before I go into this film, there is something that I have to share with you all that is super important for you to pay attention to. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so some time ago, my team and I realized that there are some serious inequities in how creatives in music and BIPOC creatives, Black, Indigenous, people of color, the only reason why I'm explaining this is because a lot of people ask, Black women, you know, it is definitely the disparity and the divide and the lack of equity is pandemic in the entertainment industry. So we were talking about what we could do and how we could come together and come up with ideas to help bring, to bridge the gap and to help bring creators together and to understand and educate and enlighten and inform and all that other stuff, right? To listen, but to also share. So what we are developing, and again, these are the early stages of development, but I want to share it with y'all because I'm really proud of it. And our team at FromTheBottomUpFoundation.org, which is the co-producer of all the content that you just watched. Shout out to my amazing chair, Pam Credible, as I call her, and all the women who are and men who are on this board, my sister sorors, who have been really standing with us in this process and standing in the gap. So real quick, and then we're going to get into this movie. And at some point, this is going to mean a whole lot to some people. Might not mean a whole lot today, but at some point we believe wholeheartedly that this will mean a whole lot. So let me say this. One thing I know for sure is that ownership of content, being able to own and license your content, is clearly, without a doubt, the fastest way to acquiring generational long-term wealth, right? We know based on the fact that everybody's watching The Wiz right now, and the fact that, everybody's watching even The Wizard of Oz, which has been around as one of the first things ever made, right? Weren't they the first people to experiment with color? But and by color, I don't mean colored people, I mean color, technicolor on TV. But my point is just that these intellectual properties go on for generations and generations and generations. And it's very clear based on Tyler Perry's success, based on Byron Allen's success, based on the success of YouTubers and people out here, who own their own streaming platforms, that owning your content and owning your platform is absolutely the way to go. I know people don't want to hear this from me. I know people would rather see what outfit I'm wearing. They would rather hear me sing. They would really rather hear me tearing down the stage, which we're going to do on July 23rd with Boyz II Men. Stay tuned. But it is very important for me to share this knowledge and information because while, again, you might not get it and it might not mean everything today, you will understand it one day. So what we are building is an organization called the Creatives Coalition. Keep in mind, this is the pilot sort of beta testing version of this whole thing, and hopefully we get enough people to rally around it where we can actually turn this thing into something viable and tangible and real. But I'm somebody who likes to make sure that I'm not only being reactive to the things that are happening in the entertainment community, but I am also being proactive in establishing or working to establish some better, more level ground foundation for our people. So the Creatives Coalition is a program from the bottom up and Wirf Media, which seeks to establish the Creatives Partnership Act, a legislative and policy agenda that advocates for the creation of more equitable partnerships between major corporations, entertainment brands, and BIPOC content creators and entrepreneurs that closes the wealth gap by equitably monetizing creatives' intellectual properties, right? So a lot of us don't know the power of IP. If we did, more of us would be talking about it. Again, the biggest examples I can give you are Tyler Perry and Byron Allen. Now, there are tons of non-Black examples, but I like to keep it kind of in the family so it's more relatable. IP ownership, the power of IP, right? IP ownership is key, and the power to change, it has the power to change lives. It has been proven with the successes of Black media moguls like Tyler Perry and Byron Allen. According to Nielsen, Black and brown communities' consumption and usage of media outpaces all other groups across all platforms. Boom, boom, shake the room. The other thing we have to consider is that when we start talking about this ongoing crisis of generational wellness and the wealth gap or lack thereof, wealth is not only a question of financial savings. It provides access to the political process and therefore political influence, therefore exerts political influence. Households with wealth have a measure of economic security and can donate time and money, thereby influencing the political process and the policies that are important to their communities. Y'all, it's so important for you to understand the connection to politics and wealth, right? I'm not going to get into it. That is going to be for another day. She Speaks Live with Christine Beatty and Stacy and Shanita. If we can get them all together, that would be absolutely amazing. So another, we believe, some of these solutions, these are just things that we're, again, think tanking about, if that is a way to say it. we would like to figure out how to raise $1 million to establish a new creatives fund. What that would do, you know, in our sort of very beginning, sort of early developmental stages, would just be sort of like some of these organizations like Music Cares, some of these organizations, especially now that we know that creatives are going on strike, now that we know that creatives are going to be in need, desperate need of assets, assistance, because they are going to be risking everything to stand up for this very important fight. We want to make sure that we have some financial resources in case of emergencies. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Music Cares, but please go to the Grammy website, take a look. Music Cares is a great organization that does a lot of really positive, amazing work for creative musicians and artists. And we would like, you know, to have a model that's similar to that, where it's very simplified and very direct. The R&B Foundation, Rhythm and Blues Foundation is another organization that does really great work in the community for R&B artists. So we would like for the Creatives Coalition to have the resources available to be able to do some of that similar work, right? Policy and agenda, Create and Advocate for Creatives Partnership Act. That is something that we will be bringing some really amazing people. I don't want to put them on blast, but I've been in conversation with them. We've gotten the verbal. They're ready to go. They're super powerful. They know what they are doing, and they're going to help us really get this policy and agenda piece lined up the way that we need to. And then, of course, training and education. This is going to be awesome because their goal, one of my big dreams, I can say it here because ain't nobody really watching today, but somebody might find out tomorrow. One of my really major goals in my life is to actually take whatever wealth I'm able to acquire and at least share that wealth, a large percent of it, with my community back home in Detroit, Michigan. I think there's some amazing things happening in Michigan. One of the big things I want to do is there are a lot of abandoned schools. I would like to start the incubator. I would like to start a Wirf, WIRF Academy incubator. I'd like to repurpose the existing real estate that is the school buildings and teach our kids what they really thoroughly enjoy, right? We can't go against the machine. They love TikTok. They love performing. They love dancing. They love showing out. They love dressing. They love all that creative stuff. But we have to figure out a way to get our kids to understand how to monetize it so that they own this content that they're putting all over the place, right? There's a reason why there are very few people who are watching this video right now. There's a reason why there are very few people that I have access to. Is because this information right here, not who did what with who husband cheated on who. I know there are YouTubers who gets hundreds and thousands and millions of subscribers simply by highlighting and amplifying the very worst of who we are, right? I get it. That's kind of where we are. But I'm going to make sure that every time we do something in the Wirf TV space, that it is connected to some training and some education and some purpose that goes beyond our egos and beyond just giving our community garbage, because we are definitely at a place where we are at code green or purple or whatever the hell the worst code is. And we need people who care about our community and not just likes and views and all that other stuff. Put these documents out there so they exist for people who need them. Okay, so training and education, provide educational tools and resources, workshops for BIPOC creatives. My dream is to be able to do it in Detroit, at one of the high schools in Detroit, and make it work and make it great so that we can duplicate those efforts and duplicate that same formula in other cities that have schools that are just kind of sitting there, you know, waiting for somebody to come by and do something good and positive with them. So it's an unfortunate reality. Our kids are not attending school as much as we would like to see them do that. Some of them anyway. But if we made it more interesting and more focused on creative and content and the things that, you know, really appeal to our community, I think we'll do well. So I don't want to make this a 2-hour live. So I'm going to go on ahead and give you guys this incredible short film. The reason this film is so important to me, the reason this film is so important to everyone on my team, is because right now, at a time when creatives and artists are really going to have to lean on one another, when we're really going to have to figure out how to get these things done so that when the deal is reached and these people have come to their senses, we will have tons of great content to share, tons of great stories to tell, really lean into the storytelling. This project took us a very short amount of time. I'm not going to give y'all all our sauce for free, right? You got to register. Make sure you guys, oh, by the way, here, let's get back here right quick. Let me get back to here. Subscribe, like, share, tell the people that they need to come hang out over here at WIRF TV because we are doing good things that deserve to be highlighted in our community. And we deserve to have people share what, unfortunately, a lot of these algorithms don't want to share. Okay, so this is the film, you guys. We did this film on a shoestring budget. There are several very talented people connected to this film. Thank you guys for watching the preview of some of the content we've done in the past. I cannot wait to share the content that we're going to be doing with you guys in the future. Really good stuff. Some of the stuff that you saw that was content from the past will be coming back in the future. New season of She Speaks Live. New season of, you know what, let me show y'all the She Speaks Live trailer real quick. And then after the She Speaks Live trailer, I'm going to really show y'all the movie. All right.
Move over, man cave, because it's time to make room for the She Speaks Live Speakeasy, a place where every woman's voice matters and where when she speaks, everybody listens.
Welcome to what?
She Speaks Live!
You ain't getting me in trouble now.
I'm not.
Andre's listening.
I know he's listening.
We've always been the lowest class citizens in this country.
We've always been thought of as.
Well, I'm saying, no, well, and treated as.
And treated as.
Let's be clear.
We cannot change America because you said this has been going on a long
Wait a minute,
time.
hold on.
So why?
We cannot change America.
One of the oldest business in the game has been prostitution. Somebody somewhere knew that they had to sell something to put food on their
It wasn't about how big your breast is, how fat your behind is.
Right.
It wasn't even about that.
But it
or how
is
much
today,
of your
though.
Then why we glorify and stripping and going to jail?
Agreed. We know a lot of smart people making some dumb, damn decisions.
I'm not going to drop no names. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the soapbox, and I'm about to use it. Angela.
Yes, let's jump into it.
I'm sorry with you. You're one of the few African-American women who supports Donald Trump.
Yep.
Why?
I know what it feels like to be in the cage.
Sometimes the smartest people do the dumbest things.
They're upset that T.I. feels like when he walked in, which he walked in very late, and Jamar asked for a second offering.
Offering?
I don't know all of the facts. Let me be real crystal clear on that.
Can you take for people who haven't heard the real story and not the radio gossip blog version, but Kiki's version of what happened? People don't understand. You were trying to save your life.
Hello.
Were there any warning signs with him?
It was a toxic relationship, to be honest with you. As I'm coming down the hall, I see just this flood of water, and he's holding a bowl of, at that time I didn't know what it was. I found out later it was acid.
At the end of the day, no means no.
Yes,
and then,
indeed,
but
always.
also, ladies, we need to also lead with, and when you say no, mean it.
We bring hot pink to late night.
Why are we focused on reuniting illegal immigrants at the border when we need to be focused on reuniting our own families? I think black people are on the wrong side of the fight.
I don't agree. There's this rumor that black women are angry.
I think my biggest question is what is anger? I can't help it because I'm a big girl and I got a raspy voice.
Come on. Right.
Okay? And I mean what I say and I say what I mean.
So when you sit up and say police brutality is really not an issue in this country,
that's ridiculous.
We need to look, that's a disrespecting sentiment.
We all have a moral responsibility to society.
They make a mockery out of us and we allow that to happen.
No. We have to be okay with our feelings. We have to allow that out, or we're gonna die of stress.
We can sit here all day and put fingers onto people, but you gotta look at how many is coming back at us.
Hating somebody is not required to disagree with their position.
Exactly.
I need to be positioned exactly where I am. Men don't communicate healthy from a woman telling him what to do.
Yes, we have to address that. We have to fix that part. But we also at the same time have to hold other people accountable. When you talk about the prison to school prison pipeline, they arrested a 6-year-old black girl because she had a temper tantrum.
But not only
because
a black man arrested her.
It wasn't a black man, it was just a police officer at the point.
How far is it gonna go before we finally say enough is enough?
You can't always see your picture when you're inside your own frame.
Girl,
everybody else sees your
I'm
picture.
done. Show's over. I'm Nikki Gilbert. This is She Speaks Live. Thank you, beautiful. All right, beautiful people. So She Speaks Live will be coming back. Drum roll. We talked about it. We're very excited about it. AIB is on board.
The ladies, most of the cast, we're still getting some okays, are on board. So we're really excited about the content that is coming to Wirf, WIRF media.com. Okay, now I'm going to share this film with you. This is an amazing film that was written by myself and my very good friend Dwayne Barnes. It is based on a true story. We are very excited about this film becoming a backdoor pilot for a series. It is called Social Conflict. There are a ton of social issues. You guys, be sure to go back and take a look at some of the other content that we have here. And thank you for spending the evening with me. Thank you for learning about Wirf Media and some of the great content that we've created. And we look forward to all of you sharing the word. Please share the good word. Please tell the people to go to wirf.tv. This is created for us, by us. This is a streaming platform where we can finally start getting positive, good messages and good stories out to our community. I understand people like the salacious stuff. I understand that people definitely want to see the ratchet stuff. I want to see a little bit of the ratchet stuff myself. But I think counterbalance programming is absolutely essential if we're going to change things in our community. Y'all, I read an article today where a young girl threw acid, a 12-year-old threw acid on another 12-year-old. We just had a whole conversation on She Speaks Live about acid attacks with Christy Sims. Well, not just had, a few years back. And I wish that our kids could see these conversations and understand the impact of their actions as opposed to all of the negative stuff that we're seeing. But we're going to keep working. We're going to keep plugging away one person at a time, which is literally what's watching this video. So make sure you share it. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe. And here is the main event. This incredible film done by a group of incredible people from the city of Detroit with a lot of love. And the story is so important. So please, please, please enjoy Social Conflict.
Hey, David, how you doing?
You know, since you always giving presents to your student, I got a present for you.
Oh, okay. No, David.
Open the door. Come on. Mom sent me over here to check on you. She's concerned about you, and I am too. Hi to you too, Charmaine. Say hi to your auntie. Hi, auntie. Hey. Okay. You got the keys? Yeah. All right, just go ahead and wait in the car. Seriously. No. No. You need some sunlight. Come on. Shit. No. You need some light in here. You've been in the dark. No, I'm not. No. Have you been watching the news?
I've been watching my eyelids.
They passed a law. The teachers have to carry guns to school now.
What? Why?
The shooting. Listen, teachers and the parents, they're pissed. They're down at the schools, they're protesting, they're boycotting. And I'm thinking about going up there too.
What you want me to do?
Charmaine, where's the remote? Where's the remote, Charmaine?
Come on, please.
Look at this. This place is disgusting. It smells like molded cheese in here. Oh. You've been in this house the whole summer, drinking your life away. And I know your son would expect more from you. We all do. Charmaine, I know you're not about to smoke weed. You smoking weed now? You're not gonna do that in front of your niece. No, you're not. Charmaine, look. I'm gonna say this because I care. If you can't get it together, then I'm just gonna have to stop bringing my kids around here.
I'm about to smoke.
No, you're not. You're not about to do that in front of your niece, Charmaine. Why would you do that in front of my baby? Okay, I'm gone. You're gonna have to get it together.
Get it together like who? You? How many baby daddies you got? They paying your bills? Which one of them taking care of your motherfucking kids?
I'll tell Mama I came back.
As for local news, Detroit Public Schools reopen next week. This semester, things are very different. The new law saying that school teachers and administrators are free to carry firearms into the classroom. This all comes after the shooting at the school last April, where a music teacher was killed. Let's go down now.
No gun control, no students. No gun control, no students. No gun control, no students. No gun control, no students.
Hey y'all, check it out. I know you're not back here to teach. After all, you the one that birthed the cause of this shit.
Excuse me. I don't have time for this. I'm here to teach. So please, use your voice however you want to use it, just not on my ears. Excuse me.
A teacher? Bitch, don't you mean sell out?
Bitch.
Did I stutter?
Look, you can say whatever you want to say, right? But I have students to teach, and I ain't about to be too many of your bitches.
How could you go in there knowing that there's people in there with guns, ready to shoot down the next black child? And don't get me started on that punk-ass Principal Fitzgerald with his Trump-loving ass.
Move out of my goddamn way, or it's gonna be a problem.
We already got a problem, and I'm staring right in her face. If we're gonna take down this corrupt system and that punk ass principal, we gotta start with teachers like this that support them. Exactly. No gun control, no students. No teachers, no sellout whores, no gun control, no students. No teachers, no sellout whores, no gun control, no students. No teachers, no sellout whores, no gun control, no students. No teachers, no sellout whores, no gun control, no students. No teachers, no sellout whores, no gun control, no teachers.
Charmaine, Keisha won't be back. I came up here to see what all this so-called protection was gonna be like, but all this is too much for my baby.
Oh, come on now. You can't take her out of school. She's a straight A student.
I know
She's
all
one of my
that. I understand, but I gotta stand with the people. And if you want to see Keisha back, these guns gotta go.
Yeah, bye-bye. Don't even listen to them. Just look, just give it a little bit of time. And she just
Listen, I know you've been going through some things, and I'm really sorry. But this is my baby. When I send her here, it's to be educated, not go to Iraq. I'm sorry.
No students, no teachers, no sellout whores, no gun control, no students. No teachers, no sellout whores, no gun control, no students. No teachers, no sellout whores, no gun control, no students. No teachers, no sellout whores, no gun control, no students. No teachers, no sellout whores, no gun control, no students.
Crazy out there, huh?
crazy. That's an understatement. It's doggone year. Are you kidding me? That is absolutely ridiculous.
Well,
Protesters.
I gotta tell you, Miss Davis, it sure is good to see you back here.
I guess I'm glad to be back. I mean, when you think about the fact that protesters are outside blocking kids from trying to get an education, it's just, whoa.
What, you think they're wrong for protesting?
You think they're right?
Well, I think they're justified.
How do you justify protesters blocking the door from students who want to learn and teachers who want to teach them?
Wait a minute. If you think those parents out there don't want to see their children learn, then you're just as wrong as the politicians. They're trying to turn these schools into prisons. Can't you see that? Now, all things considered, you of all people should understand. No offense.
No offense taken, but this has nothing to do with me or my son. Not trying to turn these schools into prisons. We're just trying to make it a safe learning environment for students and for teachers. Besides, you carry a gun.
Yes, I carry a gun. But there's a difference. I'm licensed to carry a weapon.
Well, teachers can be trained and licensed too.
Listen, you obviously don't get it. Listen, this is the beginning of something much bigger than you can imagine.
Well, if it isn't the ever loyal Miss Davis. Baron, get back to your post. I'll take Miss Davis to her classroom.
Thanks for walking me out there.
Anytime.
Have a good day.
Her mother. I tell you, good assistance is hard to come by these days.
Okay. You know, I guess I should say thank you for allowing me to come back and teach.
Oh, and I really appreciate you coming back here, in spite of all that's transpired. I'm sure it's extremely challenging.
You know me, might get knocked down 10 times, but I get up 11.
Yeah, well, that was a long down for 10.
You got jokes, huh?
No, my good. But really, can you handle this? I mean, no shade, but the same door you enter make the perfect exit.
I can handle it.
No judgment, can you?
Yeah, I got this.
Good. Now, as I told you, there's only one class that's still in commission, about 4 students. I sent you their records. Did you get a chance to look at them?
Yep, sure did.
Nice. So these students, in spite of all that their parents and the protesters are saying, still want to learn. And I really want to support them in the best way I can. That's why I want them to have well, you know, you.
Well, all I want to do is make a difference in the kids' lives.
Okay. Well, we'll make that difference.
Thanks.
You're not gonna give up, are you?
No way. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I said good morning.
Hey, girl.
I am Miss Davis, your new social studies instructor.
We know who you is.
We know who you are.
Girl, this not English.
Sorry I'm a little late. Got caught up with those protesters outside. But let's get right on into the lesson since I'm running a little behind. All right. Can anyone tell me what that means?
Yeah, it's like when people don't think for themselves.
Kind of like when people do stuff just because it's trending.
Like when I post something on the gram and all the queens try to copy my teeth.
You must be Carver Alistair, right?
No, bitch, it's King Carr. It's King Carr.
Excuse me. Yeah, this is a school. You come here to be educated, not ratchet land, baby. Education.
I'm just playing with you, girl.
I know, but now's not the time or the place for it. Okay? It's cute. Not here.
Well, I'm Carver Alistair. That's Jeffrey Samuels. Dwayne McMurray. And this is Sierra Evans. Miss Davis Almighty.
Dang, she didn't even ask you all that.
Girl, shut up. Stop saying my government name. Plus, you already know me, fat ass.
With the name calling.
We all know who she.
It's good to see you, Dwayne.
Good to see you, too. I'm sorry how everything turned out. How's my homie doing? I miss him.
Back on task. Jeffrey, what are your thoughts on groupthink?
Groupthink is a practice of thinking or making decisions as a group in a way that discourages any creativity or individual responsibility.
Yeah, just like those Detroit Lives Matter protesters out there trying to prevent us from getting an education all because of this gun stuff.
Exactly. I mean, really, they don't care about us. I mean, they just hate authority.
They got their rights to hate authority.
Wrong, Dwayne. No one has the right to hate anyone.
Okay. Because last year it was all about whether or not I could use the bathroom with the girls.
Nobody cared that you used the girls' bathroom. Why weren't you looking at my dick anyways?
You mean that 3-inch clit?
Man, shut the fuck up.
Fellas, really, calm it down. Now, groupthink is a phrase that was coined by Irving Janis in 1972. Now, Irving believed that the pressures of daily life led to the deterioration of people's minds and was the direct result of them thinking in a monolithic sort of way as a group, right? One of the real dangers of groupthink is that one particular group or another believes that his, her, or their group is right. And they tend to follow that doctrine no matter what it means, no matter whether it is good for the collective, whether it is positive and good for the community, doesn't matter. Most of the time, groupthink versus critical thinking ends in social conflict. And I'm sure a lot of you know a lot about social conflict. Isn't that right, Dwayne? Isn't that right, Mr. Carver? Let's try to keep conflicts to a minimum in this class. So, social conflict is what you're seeing outside of these schools. Social conflict is what you see on the news every day.
So, in that case, how do we make groupthink more positive and productive?
Aha! That, my dear, is the $45 million question. How do we make groupthink more positive and productive and avoid social conflict?
I mean, is groupthink positive or productive at all? I mean, aren't we meant to be free and independent thinkers?
What? Man, what you doing sipping that Yeezy juice again? You sound just like him. I don't care how free you think, slavery wasn't no damn choice.
I never brought up slavery.
And everybody has their right to their own opinion, even Kanye West.
Girl, did you vote for Donald Trump like Principal Fitzgerald? What? I guess you think DLM terrorists too.
What are you talking about, Carter?
Sis, I said what I said.
She said nothing about DLM. If you so adamant about it, why you not out there protesting with him, dumbass?
I got your dumb ass. Just cause you straight don't mean I won't beat your ass.
And just cause you smell like a coochie don't mean I won't knock the period off you.
Bitch, I wish you
Fuck you
would.
talking about?
Why are you here anyway? It was your crazy ass best friend who killed my favorite teacher. If he wanted to kill anybody, he should have killed your ass. Carter. What?
Come here. Carter, did you take your medicine today?
I took half.
Why are you only taking half your medicine, Carver?
Because I want to be fly. Instead of my Adderalls. Excuse me. That's how I be paying.
Those are mink, and that's how you paying.
Get how you live.
Go sit down. You can take your full dose of medicine.
Whatever.
Up. Looks like y'all are saved by the bell. After lunch, we're gonna have more conversations about groupthink. And hopefully you guys will come back with better attitudes after you've had something to eat. All right, I expect to see you on time. Social Studies 101. Hey, Carver. Enjoy your lunch. Proud of you, Jeff. Hey! How you doing, Ladybug? I thought I was the only teacher in here.
Well, my last 2 students pulled out today, so technically, I'm out of a job.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible.
Listen, I was kind of praying for something like this to happen because with all this stuff going around this school.
Tell me about it, girl. Jesus.
Charmaine, listen, I'm so sorry about what happened with Dedrick. I really am. It breaks my heart. Are you okay?
I guess it's good to be expected, you know? It's my baby. I know. Only one I got.
You know God is gonna make a way for you, right?
Yeah. God can make way.
Look, let me warm you up some tea.
No, I'm not really a tea drinker, but okay.
I think this is some tea you need for me to share.
Well, spill it, girl. Just...
First off, what I'm about to tell you, you ain't heard it from me, okay?
You're not even here.
All right. Charmaine, do you know why your son killed Tillerson?
No. All he keeps saying to me is, Mama, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Why?
You're gonna have to bear with me.
What?
I don't even
say it.
Charmaine, everybody knows that Mr. Tillerson wasn't right with those boys. He was touching those boys, Charmaine. He was sexually assaulting those young boys, and he's been doing it for years, Charmaine.
But what does it have to do with Dedrick? I mean, was he trying to protect somebody? What? Girl, don't tell me. That man was touching my child. But Dedrick's not gay.
Charmaine, this doesn't have anything to do with your son being gay. That man, he was touching those boys for years. He groomed them. He got them to trust him. And when they trusted him, Charmaine, he got in their pants. You know he has a psychology degree.
He told me that.
And Charmaine, I think he targets single-family homes.
Did Fitzgerald know?
Oh, yes. This is not the first incident. This has been going on for years. But you know what? Because Mr. Tillerson was so nice, and because he was so kind, and he brought all these accolades to the school, they didn't even look at it. They didn't even pay attention to it. They just turned a blind eye to it, Charmaine. All I have to say is that you and your son should be sitting on a pretty penny and not some jail time. And that's your tea.
How did I miss this? How did I miss this?
Because you were busy being super teacher. I know, you were busy trying to knock Mr. Fitzgerald off of his high horse. And I was proud of you for that. I mean, I admired that, but I must say, I must admit that I lost just a little bit of respect for you because you didn't see the signs. You didn't protect your
I didn't know.
son.
Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me?
Charmaine, I've tried to call you. I've emailed you. I've texted you 1,000 times. I've left you voicemails. No response from you. You must have not recognized who you had become, boo. I'm so sorry.
And who else knows about this?
All I can say is Carver Allister might have some... Yes. He might have all the answers that you need. He was one of the main victims, Charmaine. I'm
Carver?
sorry. Yes.
Carver?
Girl, I'm so tired of these people in this school getting on my nerves. Girl, why did the fish always trying to sit in the queen's throne? Like, damn, I guess I'm sitting your bum ass place.
My bum ass place.
Yes, girl.
Why are you tripping over a whack
Because you see that my name tag is on here, girl.
Shut the fuck up.
What was that, Dwayne?
You heard what the fuck I said.
I didn't, but you hear me. I'm not in the mood for your bullshit today, so if I was you, I'd shut the fuck up.
Why are you tripping? Relax, it's not even that deep.
Girl, keep talking. These hands bisexual, you can get it too.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Always running up on
Man,
females.
shut my shit. I'm so tired of shit. You ain't saying shit.
Fuck you talking about? Beat your faggot ass.
Different, relax. Okay, but he's tripping.
Get back.
No, y'all gonna get cut the fuck up today. I'm so tired of you messing with me.
Fuck you doing, dog? Put down the fucking knife. Put down the knife.
I'm not putting shit down. I'm so tired of you messing with me.
Fuck you.
No, I'm not.
Playing all negativity on my TV screen. Seem like everyone is filled with pain, and hurt can turn to rage into blame. I feel like coping with a cigarette. I'm tired of the hate, but deep inside I feel like things will never change, no, 'cause I'm not giving up. No way, no, I'm not giving up. No way, I'm not giving up. No way, tomorrow's on the way. Ooh, sometimes it's way too much to handle, but something's gotta give. Oh, but I can't do this all by myself. So let's enjoy this life that we live.
right, sexy people. So that is it. You guys spent a whole freaking hour and 40 minutes with me. I'm so proud of that movie. My husband's actually here. I had a chance to eat dinner and we came back and watched the tail end of it. And of course, as creatives, we go into it and we're like, oh, we could have cut that shorter. Oh, we could have got more to the chase faster. But this was one of our first super independent, mega independent film projects, because this is the first time that we actually did not have any financial assistance from anybody, not a network, it was just kind of something we put together. And I think the moral of the story is, while we're going through this strike, you guys be creative, get with your friends who are writers and directors and actors and creatives. Don't let this strike just put you in a space where, you're not being creative and you're letting it get to you. Trust me, we have been in a intellectual property battle for, the P-Valley debuted July 12th, 2020. And it was right around today, 3 years ago, that I realized that there was, a real long road ahead. So I encourage everybody to stay the course. Yes, they ain't lying. These people ain't lying to us when they tell us that we will end up losing everything potentially in this fight. But again, what would you rather do? Give in to something that you will lose your mind, your body, your spirit wellness over, or lose a few material things here and there that you can always acquire again, right? I've never seen the righteous forsaken. Trust me, I'm saying this from a very personal space. My family is in the middle of a valley, and we need you guys to pray for us and lift us and look back at all that content at WIRF Media, Wirf TV, No Ego TV. Support a Black-owned production company, Black-owned creatives. Now is the time, y'all. YouTube is there. There's so many streaming platforms available for us. So I hope you enjoyed the short film. Like I said, that's a backdoor pilot for a series. Let us know if you want to see more of the content that we showed you. And I'm going to wrap this up one last time. I'm going to double down on this statement that I created in 2020 when I started this journey with P-Valley. And it rings more true today than ever. All right, we're going to wrap it up with just the cold hard reality of how we can change this situation out here in these Hollywood streets and have more equity. Peace. Hey, I'm Nikki Gilbert Daniels, writer, performer, producer, and advocate for women and girls in underserved communities. I'm most passionate about supporting women and girls of color because I believe that they deserve an equal opportunity, a purpose-driven and an empowered life, both personally and professionally. That's why I created my nonprofit organization, FromTheBottomUpFoundation.org, and initiatives like Wirf Media, which is an acronym for Women in Reality, Film, TV, and Media. Wirf aims to change the toxic, negative, destructive stereotypes and narratives that women of color face in the media. We believe that a national infrastructure that provides female content creators with platforms, resources, and opportunities to not just create, but to own and distribute content that not only entertains, but also uplifts, inspires, and empowers all women. Research has shown that the inclusion of women in media is essential to addressing racial and gender biases and inequities in employment, salaries, and most importantly, influence. My primary mission as an advocate is to improve the access that women and girls have to the tools, the resources, and the opportunities, the information that they need to thrive. We believe that the key to success begins with learning how to own your own intellectual properties, your stories, your songs, your creative ideas, the things that you come up with. These things have often been denied to us through various ways, such as gender pay gaps, racial and gender discrimination, misogyny, and flat-out theft of our ideas, our creative intellectual properties. Owning our own content or intellectual properties is the key to helping provide our communities with generational wealth and generational wellness. According to the Journal of Gender, Social Policy and Law, while individual Black artists have without question benefited from the intellectual property system, the economic effects of IP deprivation on the Black community have been devastating. Intellectual property today is perhaps the preeminent business asset, and analysts recognize that Blacks and other minorities in a market economy cannot participate as equals unless they too can deploy the private power generated by ownership and control of those substantial assets. Our community deserves the opportunity to participate as equals, and we don't deserve to have our preeminent business assets stolen or infringed upon. In effort to bring awareness to issues impacting creatives and our ability to have meaningful participation in the properties that we create, I'm launching the Fight for Wirf campaign. In launching this campaign, I'm not just fighting for myself. I'm fighting for any and every creator who has or will have to deal with the debilitating, heartbreaking, infuriating reality of having someone violate your creative, your intellectual, and your civil rights. My team and I thought long and hard before we decided to address this publicly, and while I will not comment on ongoing litigation, I wanted to share this campaign with my family, with my friends, with my supporters, with my business colleagues, in the spirit of transparency and clarity. As a 30-year veteran of the entertainment industry, I am clear that women of color are often viewed as difficult, emotional, or not tethered to reality. There have been numerous instances where I've had to keep my mouth shut and suck it up just for the sake of not losing my livelihood. There's no question about the contributions that African Americans have made to music, to film, to TV, to all media. We've long been undervalued. And contrary to the billions of dollars that we generate for large corporations for decades, this time I've decided to fight. I've decided to not only fight, but to document every step of the journey, good, bad, or indifferent, because I believe that this transparency is going to educate, it's going to inform, it's going to inspire future generations of content creators to protect yourself. To protect yourself and others from the pitfalls of this business. For me, this litigation is about advocating for the voiceless. It is about advocating for us because we deserve the right to protect the high value, preeminent business properties that we create. Those assets that we create for the benefit of not just ourselves, but our families and our communities, and the overall wealth and wellness of underserved people. I would be remiss if I did not mention those of us in the industry who represent our community but do not spread the wealth and opportunities back into the community. If you are the only one in a room who represents your community, I challenge you. I challenge you to find ways to bring others who look like you into those rooms. We owe each other the loyalty and the honor of not being selfish, not being envious, not being a tool that is used to perpetuate the negative, damaging stereotypes in our community. Those depictions that degrade, devalue our gifts and our talents. It is time for our leaders in the industry and the media to step up. It's time for us all to take accountability for others who look like us. It's time for us to have equitable partnerships and opportunities to truly build legacy for our future generations. Wirf Media is positioning itself to be proactive versus reactive. At Wirf Media, we believe that content is both king and queen, and those who create it should be treated as such, and at the very least, treated as equals. We welcome all who believe in our mission to entertain, educate, inspire, and build generational wealth and wellness in our communities, and we're going to do it together with you using the most powerful tool in the universe, the media. Please subscribe to wirfmedia.com now for more details and information on the pending litigation, and please subscribe to follow my personal journey to fight for Wirf. Thank you for listening.